we're celebrating Medicare's birthday. Actually, Medicare will be 49 tomorrow. A little younger than I am, but I appreciate it because I'm a recipient of it. And I want to thank Medicare for helping the seniors of this country, including me. Because of Medicare, millions of older Americans are able to enjoy their retirement and not live in fear. And some of our elected officials want to change that. They want to make Medicare into guess how much you're going to get and guess how much you're going to be in debt. And that's not the way that we in the Alliance feel. We feel we not only have an obligation to the seniors, including myself in that category, now, but for future generations.
We've got a great program, Medicare. I've been on that now, and I appreciate it. I pay my monthly part of that. People say, that's a free program. No, it's not. My Social Security comes in, and it's got money taken out. 200 and some bucks a month going in. And my wife gets taken off of hers too. So I'm paying for a part of it. But what would it have been like if we didn't have Medicare? And thanks be to Lyndon Johnson and the Congress at that time that they put that into effect. And that's part of what the Alliance for Retired Americans is doing this year and next, is reminding people. What was it like back prior?
America has always stood for what's right and decent. We became of age 79 years ago with the advent of Social Security. Social Security would give a modicum of income to everyone, and more than that, it gave our seniors back their dignity.
Alliance, we are going to say that we will not go gently in the night. We're not going to do it. This is not the time to have to take care of the interest of the insurance industry, to take care of the interest of some people who are very privileged. This is the time to take care of the American people, and by that I mean all the American people. We are not going to accept a Ryan voucher system. We are not going to accept a Social Security which is cut down.
Well, we have to keep battling that. And that's what the National Alliance is doing. That's what we're doing here in Pennsylvania, to make sure that after you've worked your lifetime and you retire, that you're not going to end up in some kind of terrible position with regard to potential health care needs you might have, or with regard to your Social Security, or whatever else is out there.
Therefore, it is truly with pleasure that I offer to Mr. LaVallee the endorsement of the Alliance for Retired Americans, along with our very best luck. We're looking forward to having a representative who truly represents all of its constituents. Thank you and good luck.
That's right. To vote for the Ryan budget, to dismantle Medicare, at the same time while taking free trips and perks, is the height of hypocrisy. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Chairman Ryan's budget and what it would do right here in the 3rd District. You've got about 14,000 Medicare beneficiaries who would be paying more for their prescription drugs, including my grandmother, and she needs them now more than ever. Almost 120,000 beneficiaries who would be paying higher premiums. We can't take that here. That's unacceptable. That's why we need new leadership. That's why he needs to go. I will stand with you to preserve Medicare and Social Security for this generation, for my grandmother's generation, and those to come. Where you're going to charge seniors more for prescription drugs. You're going to turn Medicare into a voucher system. That's Mike Kelly's America. That's his Western Pennsylvania. That's not good enough. Not good enough for any of us. It's not good enough for the 705,000 people in our district. And that's what motivates me every day, to stand up and fight for new leadership. Now, I appreciate your support.
The Alliance is supporting Dr. Manan Trivedi for the 6th District in Congress. And the reason is because Dr. Trivedi understands the problem. Not just because he's a doctor, but because he's a human being who has served in Iraq, who fought for his country there, who knows that the public needs protection. And he will do that.
I'm honored to be endorsed by the Alliance for Retired Americans. It really is a privilege to be standing next to you guys, the greatest generation, and the generation that has made this country what it is today. And to now say that we're going to turn our backs on folks like you who've earned so much is absolutely the wrong direction. And one of those things that everybody who's worked in the system has earned is Medicare. And today, being the 49th birthday of Medicare, just like you, I'd like to say happy birthday to Medicare, but also here's to 49 more. Because Medicare has been one of the great programs that has helped millions of seniors, millions of folks in America. I can tell you from a personal level, you know, when the factory that my parents worked at shut down and their pensions were raided, it was programs like Medicare that prevented us from going into poverty. It was programs like Medicare that gave my parents the health care that they earned and access to the treatments that they otherwise would not be able to afford. And now as a doctor, when I practice internal medicine, most of my patients are Medicare patients. And I see firsthand what would happen if Medicare didn't exist. If Medicare wasn't there, I know that many of my patients would not come in to seek care. They would skip their treatments, not take their pills, not get their prescriptions refilled. Medicare has improved the health and lives of millions of senior citizens and prevented them from going into abject poverty. And the evidence is out there. You look at what the poverty level was of seniors before Medicare was enacted. Nearly half of seniors were impoverished because of health care. And so when you look at what Medicare has done, it makes no sense to now turn our backs on such a great program. That's why I'm proud to say that strengthening, preserving, and enhancing Medicare will be one of my top priorities in Congress.
Okay, well, Kevin, let's talk about how your campaign's going.
That's a great introduction, and you know, I would reiterate that there are benefits that you've all earned that are under threat, particularly for those approaching retirement age. And Wayne mentioned even Social Security, which I would point out Congressman Fitzpatrick back in 2005 said it was an idea worth considering when they were talking about privatizing Social Security. So right now you don't have a representative who's down there who is willing to champion the benefits that, let me say it again, that you all have earned. This isn't something that you're entitled to out of the goodwill of the taxpayer. You've paid into these programs. And that is under threat. And again, Congressman Fitzpatrick has voted 4 times for the Republican budget that would take Medicare benefits away from those approaching retirement age. And in this district alone, that's about 500,000 people. So this would have a profound impact on the 8th Congressional District. So these are the kinds of principles that are deeply important to me because they've been deeply important to my own family, who has spent generations in Pennsylvania, grandparents who were only able to retire with dignity because they had access to Medicare, because they had access to Social Security. And I'm concerned that by the time my children are their age, that's not going to be there anymore. So I say this frequently. When I'm running, I'm not just running for you all. I'm running for future generations. I may look young, but I do have some children, and I'm worried about the future direction of our country. What kind of legacy am I going to leave my children? And that's what I'm worried about, because we're under threat at both the state level, as Wayne articulated very well, and the federal level. And if we don't fight this on both fronts, these benefits are going to be gone. So I thank you for
any efforts to privatize Medicare, oppose any cuts or cost shifting in Medicare, and of course the recent legislation that would end the Medicare guarantee is something that I'm absolutely against. If you turn Medicare into a voucher program, millions of seniors will be left to fend for themselves, left out.
Because I will stand with you, especially on Medicare's birthday. An important personal issue for me. I will be with you. It's a privilege to be here. Thank you for taking time out of your day, and I look forward to the next 3 months. Thank you very much.